Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Emily. Today is my favorite video to film every month, and that is my TBR selection for the next month. So today we're going to be choosing May, which is insane. But for this month, I was looking at my bookshelves, kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I've been trying to mix things up a little bit, and I noticed like how many subscription books, specifically my Fairyloot and Illumicrate subscription books, that I have. And I need to read. So I thought I have 26 books from a subscription box, whether it be one of my Fairyloots, one of my Illumicrates, I get their Afterlight as well, and book of the month, and then I still have 3 books from when I used to get the romance reveal box. So 26 books in total. We're going to be choosing 12 today for my TBR for May. So this will help me put a good dent in the books that I pay for every month that I need to start reading. So this could go one way or the other. Up here's all fantasy. We have some romance and literary fiction kind of vibes, some thriller. Down here, one fantasy from book of the month. And then I do have 3 Illumicrate Afterlight books down here as well. So hopefully it's not heavy on one genre versus the other, but you know what? It is what it is. And I do stick to my TBR, so I probably will read that even if it is one way or the other, but hoping we get a good mix. So without further ado, let's start picking. And I'm going to start doing this every month, I think. I put the names of the books on little pieces of paper, and I'm going to keep this little jar until I catch up. Books that I'm hoping I get are some of the ones that are older, so like Until We Shatter, The Gods Below, Goddess of the River, I think is my oldest one on here. A Dark and Drowning Tide, and the romance reveal ones. My book of the month are all relatively new. This one's from December. That's like the oldest one. So I do a pretty good job at keeping up with those. But we're in the 4th month of the year, and I have 8, 6 of which I got this year. So that is a problem. So without further ado, let's pick our first one. Okay, well that worked out. The Gods Below by Andrea Stewart. This is one of my older ones, and this is a fantasy, obviously. I'm not 100% sure what this one's about. I think it has something to do with like a war between gods, and like 2 sisters are on either side of it, and the one sister's trying to save her other sister. That's all I really know. I do believe this is going to be in a series because it says book 1 in the Hollow Covenant. I don't know when the next one's coming out. So might as well get on this because I've had this since like September, October. So I've had it for a few months, and I want to get to reading it. So first book has been selected. I'm trying not to look when I pick because they're kind of opening, so trying to be fair here. This one. Well, the TBR cart is listening to me. Until We Shatter by Kate Dillon. So it is listening to me, because so far 2 of those books are ones I mentioned. This, I believe, is a heist. A girl that's like stuck between basically church and state, I think. The church would see her killed, and the Council of Shades wants her dead for not having enough magic. So the church wants to see her dead for having magic, and the Council of Shades wants her dead for not having enough. So there's like a back and forth there. Her mother's ill, so she has to turn into a thief, and then they go on this heist. They could destroy everything. So if she fails. That's all I really know. I have not seen the best reviews on this one, but I really do like this book. So I'm hoping it's a good read, and I guess we'll see. So it is a heist. I do like heists. So we'll see how that works out. That's book 2. I think I just have one. Okay, that's a brand new one. Firebird by Juliet Cross. This is one of my brand new ones. I think this is a romantasy between a girl and a like dragon shifter that are on opposing sides of a war. That's all I really know. That's all I need to know. There's a dragon on the front. You don't have to tell me anything other than, hey, there's a dragon. So I've heard really good things about this one from the few people that have read it. It is a new release. I don't think it came out until like early April, so a relatively new one. Okay, let's hope that we get some romance here, because right now, heavy duty fantasy. Okay, that's not romance, but not bad, not bad. Liquid by Mariam Ramani. So this is a book I, again, haven't seen great reviews about. It's about, I think it's an LGBTQ rep, and it has this woman who is trying to marry rich, but she's trying to like figure out a formula in order to do that. Like, so there's something to do with like a spreadsheet that she has that's gonna like crack the code to finding like the perfect husband or something. I'm not 100% sure, but it sounded interesting enough when I read the synopsis on Book of the Month, and I am trying to expand my genres. And I have liked most of the like fiction books I've had from them, so I thought I'd give this one a try. So we shall see how that goes, but this was my March pick. So again, relatively new book. So that was number 4, so here's number 5. I think this is just one. So I got Best Text Ever, so I did get a romance. Did I get the witchiest romance on here? Sure did. Probably more suitable for the fall, but you know what? We're gonna go with it. You can read a book whenever you want. I don't know anything about this book. Hold on. So we're reading about Dina, who is a cafe owner and a kitchen witch, and she serves magic-infused pastries to her loyal customers, but it's hard to not feel something is missing when you're cursed to hurt anyone who falls for you. So Scott is a museum curator recently back in London after a brutal breakup 2 years ago and is looking to make up for the time he missed. He's determined to be the perfect best man at his best friend's upcoming wedding, but his plans take an unexpected turn when he meets the bewitching maid of honor. So this is a best man maid of honor. So a weekend in the countryside full of peculiar hedge mazes, palm readings by candlelight, and a midnight Halloween ritual. There's no denying the chemistry between them, but there's just one problem. The hex still holds, and Dina knows that Scott is in danger. Yeah, that's probably a better read for October, but you know what? We're still gonna read it. That was number 5, so this is the halfway point here. I'd like to get one of these like summary romances. There's quite a few of them on here. Okay, another one that's not very summary. I Did Something Bad. And this is by Paymote That War. From what I understand, this is a journalist goes to, I think, India to interview this actor that's over there, and something happens when they're in the park one night, and I think they either see someone be murdered or they murder somebody and they have like a secret together. I don't know if it's like a murder or if they accidentally kill somebody. And sparks fly, I guess, from the relationship they get from having that secret. So as they're working together and then hiding the secret, they grow closer. So it gives me Reputation vibes because it's got the right title for that. So we'll see. I've been excited to read that since I got it. I think that was like a December read. So interesting mix so far. Number 7. Oh, that one didn't want to be picked. I can't get my hand out. I have 6 of them. There we go. Okay, so now a thriller. Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth. My understanding of this one is that it's about these girls that were raised together by like a foster mother, and she was like good to them, but there were secrets I think that she was holding, and after she dies, I think they all go back to her house or something, and like secrets are unearthed, and they find out who she really was and like what really happened in their childhood. I think that is my understanding from reading the synopsis. I don't want to know too much about it going in, but I've only read one other Sally Hepworth book, and I thought it was okay. But I got this secondhand from my sister's coworker, so it was not a book of the month selection, but it is a book of the month, so I included it here. So now to pick number 8. Is this just one? Yeah. Okay. Summarier, but again a new one. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. Romance between a woman and the radio show host that is trying to help her find love after her daughter calls and asks for help for her mother. I think there's maybe some type of a competition, or like they try to set up on dates, but he falls for her. It's supposed to be Sleepless in Seattle inspired. I don't think I've ever seen that movie, so I don't know, but I've heard great things about it. I've seen a lot of people give this 5-star reviews, so looking forward to it. I have read her other series and really enjoyed it, so here's to hoping. All right, time to pick number 9. Now we're not getting too many fantasies. Passion Project. This is my brand new Passion Project by London Sperry. This is my brand new book of the month, and this was my actual book of the month selection. So Bennett Taylor should be living the best years of her life, but she's failing miserably. Emphasis on miserable. Adrift in NYC, she has no direction and no energy to find one. When she is set up on a first date with Henry Adams, she drunkenly confesses that she's not ready to love again. In fact, she doesn't feel passion for anything, not poetry, sports, nothing. So, irrepressibly adventurous, he offers to help her uncover her passion for life. So every Saturday they try a new activity as friends, of course. The passion project finds them sampling photography, tattooing, and even rappelling off skyscrapers. But secrets surface. Bennett finally has to face the great grief that's holding her back. With tenderness and electric banter, Passion Project is a story of finding a spark and igniting happiness. So, that looks like summer. Very excited to read that one. Right, number 10. My feet are falling asleep. I hate doing these on the floor. Okay, another newer one. A Sea of Unspoken Things. This was my birthday selection, actually, I think, for this year. This is by Adrienne Young. It's her newest release. It came out in January, and my understanding is that it's about a girl. It deals with grief and a girl going on an adventure to find out what happened to her twin brother after he dies. And I think there's like something that goes on with like his best friend and uncovering the truth of like what actually happened to cause his death. That's all I understand. She does do very beautiful magical realism with like women's fiction kind of sprinkled in. I only read Spells for Forgetting and I did enjoy it. I do want to read The Unmaking of June Farrow as well, but I chose this because it was for my birthday and it's a very short book. Okay, 2 more. Okay, another book of the month, The 13th Child. I literally did this to get Fairyloot and Illumicrate books off of my TBR, and what am I getting? Almost every single one of my book of the months. All right, so this is The 13th Child by Erin A. Craig. I've never read anything by this author, but I did get approved for the ARC for her upcoming adult debut, so I am excited to read this before I read that. I don't think it comes out till like August. But this is about Hazel, who's the 13th child and promised to one of the gods. So she spends her childhood waiting for her benefactor, Merrick, the god of death, to arrive and take her away. When he does, he lays out exactly what he's planned for her future. She will become a great and celebrated healer. So he blesses her with a gift, the ability to deduce the exact cure needed to treat the sick, but all gifts come with a price. So she's tasked with ending people's patients' suffering permanently when death has claimed them. So she's haunted by the ghosts of those she's killed. She longs to run, but destiny brings her to a royal court where she meets Leopold, a rakish prince with a disdain for everyone and everything, and that's where Hazel faces her biggest dilemma yet. Should she save a life if a king marked to die? That's all we're going to do. I think this is YA, so hopefully this reads fast because it is kind of chunky. But I'm excited to get into this one. This was like a second chance one. I think it was not a selection earlier in the year, so they called it something else, but they brought it back as a selection in December. And when I saw it, because I'd been looking at buying it anyway, I chose it for my December book. So I'm very excited for that one. And I've got none of the romance reveal books. Excellent. Okay. Final book. This one right here. You read it first. That's probably upside down. Under Lock and Key, another romance. But not a romance reveal book. All right, you just do what you want. So this is Lana Ferguson's, I think her newest release, and it is a paranormal romance between this woman who goes to Scotland because that's like where her ancestry is, and her grandmother owns a house there or owned a house there or something, and is neighbors, I think, with this other family, and I believe they are like Loch Ness monsters. That's all I know. So we'll see how that works, but it sounds interesting, and I'm excited to read it because I have enjoyed every single Lana Ferguson book that I have consumed. I have read some of her books, I've listened to some of her books, and I've liked them all. So, and some, I haven't disliked one. Some I've liked more than others, I guess we'll say, but very excited to read that. That came out earlier this year as well. Okay, so that was all 12 books. So let me rearrange a little bit here and we'll go over them one final time. Okay, and in no particular order because I stacked them as I was doing them. We have Liquid, a Love Story by Miriam Ramani. Firebird by Juliet Cross. Until We Shatter by Kate Dillon. The Gods Below by Andrea Stewart. The 13th Child by Erin A. Craig. A Sea of Unspoken Things by Adrienne Young. Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth, Passion Project by London Sperry, Best Text Ever by Nadia Alfasi, Under Lock and Key by Lana Ferguson, First Time Caller by B.K. Borison, and I Did Something Bad by Paymote That War. Just put that one up there. So that is the 12 books that I chose for my TBR for the month of May, and these are, again, all subscription books. Gonna try to get better at reading these and not putting off the books I get every month. I'd like to read them within like 3 months of getting them just so that I can keep up on them. So we'll see how that goes by the end of the year. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know what books you will be reading in the month of May. Let me know if you've read any of these, what your thoughts are on them, which ones I should prioritize. They will all be in a vlog because that is the new format that I am doing. I'm not going to be doing monthly reviews. I'm going to be vlogging every book I read, or at least talking about a book in the vlog and reviewing it there. So they will all be talked about at some point in time during the month. So thank you again so much if you've made it this far in the video, and I hope to see you all in the next one.